The Roman Empire didn't fall in a day. Neither did Christianity rise overnight. But what happens when an emperor tries to crush a faith and ends up making it stronger? What if persecution doesn't kill a movement but fuels it instead? This is the story of Emperor Decius, the man who tried to force loyalty but ended up proving the unshakable power of belief. Picture this. It's the year 250 CE and the Roman Empire is having what we'd call today a complete meltdown. Barbarians are invading, provinces are rebelling, and the economy? Let's just say if Rome had a stock market, it would be crashing harder than a chariot with no wheels. Enter Emperor Decius, a man with a plan. Well, kind of. Instead of fixing the empire's actual problems, he decides the real issue is, drumroll, Christianity. Why? Because Christians weren't vibing with Rome's traditional religion, and Decius believed that if people weren't sacrificing to the old gods, the empire itself was doomed. So he issues an order: everyone must publicly sacrifice to the Roman gods and prove their loyalty by getting a receipt. Literally, a little certificate called a libellus. No libellus? Well, enjoy a lovely stay in prison, some quality time with torture devices, or, execution. Christians were especially in trouble because their faith explicitly forbade worshipping other gods, and that meant choosing between their beliefs and their lives. Some gave in, some faked it with bribed certificates, but many stood their ground and suffered the consequences. Church leaders were prime targets, including Pope Fabian, who was arrested and executed, leaving the Roman Church leaderless for over a year. The famed theologian Origen was tortured so badly he never fully recovered, while Bishop Cyprian of Carthage went full-on survival mode and hid, arguing that staying alive was more useful than becoming a martyr. And speaking of martyrdom, this period basically made it a central part of Christian identity. Stories of believers enduring unspeakable suffering rather than renouncing their faith spread like wildfire, inspiring future generations. But it wasn't all black and white. Many Christians who had cracked under pressure wanted back into the church, sparking fierce debates. Should they be forgiven? Could they make up for their lapse? These arguments shaped Christian doctrine for years to come. But here's the twist. Decius's grand plan to unify Rome totally backfired. Not only did Christianity survive, but it actually emerged stronger, more organized, and even more defiant. And Decius? He didn't live to see the fallout. He died in battle against the Goths in 251 CE, and his successor was like, maybe persecuting Christians isn't the vibe, and dropped the whole thing. So, in the end, Decius's attempt to crush Christianity only fueled its growth, proving that sometimes trying to silence a movement just gives it a louder voice. I'll leave you to discuss in the comments. Do you think Decius's persecution actually sped up Christianity's rise, or would it have thrived anyway? You can support us by subscribing if you haven't already. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and I'll catch you soon in another video.